Danny Dimes had almost 300 yards passing.
Yeah.
They just couldn't finish.
5 field goals.
Yeah.
Gross.
They just couldn't get into the end zone. You were hitting the panic button on the Cowboys last week.
Yeah.
They're 2-2 now. It wasn't a dominant victory, but where's your concern level now?
The panic button's broken. I've hit it so many times. Let's start with the great. The great news is Dak Prescott is playing at an elite level.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb obviously had some big plays today. And you sit here and you look at this offense and you're thinking, okay, it's good. The run game's not great, but they average a decent amount of yards. The bad news is defensively, they were making Danny Dimes look like John Elway at points.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy threw for 281.
Yep.
You know, he had the pick late, but other than that, it's like he was very, very efficient. They did a good job stopping him in the red zone or the fringe to create the 5 field goals. But it's like, man, Danny Dimes should not come out and throw for 281 with the level of efficiency he did. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it was all hands on deck to stop the run, which they did, and I got to tip my cap. But Danny Dimes, he looked awesome, comfortable, chilling, slinging it. And that's not really what he's known for. And then why I said I broke the button is because your best defensive player is carted off without a shoe on. Now, again, it's very hard. I'm not a doctor. It looked like it was maybe the foot, which if it's, hope to God it's not the Achilles, should be back this year. It's not a knee. But now all of a sudden you're without Micah Parsons for presumably a couple weeks. It's not good. In beating the Giants by 5, and granted it's a short week, but like with this offense you have, you're a lot better than this team. And it shouldn't be close. We shouldn't be having Hail Marys at the end of the game.
And you mentioned Dak is playing great, but can he carry this team, with all their shortcomings?
So the answer is, can he carry the team? My answer would be yes, he can. He has the ability to. But will he? I don't think he's going to be given that opportunity. Even tonight, yeah, you win by 5. I think they lost the possession time battle by 10 minutes. Dak's barely out there. I mean, what do you want the guy to do? Even last week, he's down 28-6 against the Ravens, comes back and makes a game of it and looked awesome. And tonight I thought he was very efficient. He did a very good job of setting up his protection pre-snap. He knew where to throw the ball. He spread it around. CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson, Cooks had a big play in there. But it's to the point where the margin of error for him is none. Not because of him, but because the defense can't stop anybody.
Yep.
They've been ran all over. Tonight got thrown all over, and they were long, sustained drive. Again, I think the Giants had over 35 minutes in possession. So you're sitting there and you're like, you're basically putting Dak on the razor's edge. And if he makes a mistake, or if anyone on this team happens to make a mistake, they're going to be jammed up and not win.
CeeDee Lamb, it's a best case scenario if you're a team. You draft a receiver high, he becomes your number 1 receiver. That's exactly what the Giants were hoping with Malik Nabers. And first 3 games of the season, man, he looked sensational. He goes out with a concussion in this one. We're hoping he's okay. But what has stood out to you about Nabers to start his career? What makes him so impressive?
First and foremost, the workload. And what I mean by that is, I understand he's a rookie, he's a youngster. Let's go back 3 weeks. I think he had 18 targets 2 weeks ago, or Sunday, I say 2 weeks ago. He had 12, and tonight, on a short week, he has 15 targets. That's a lot. And again, you got to also think, we would joke when we were post-game, when you catch the football as many times as he is, that also means you're getting tackled. You're getting hit that many times.
Absolutely.
And you're looking at these hits. I mean, he's just coming out and doing it over and over and over. Body hitting the ground. Again, he obviously had the concussion. So that would be first, that he's able at his age, his understanding of the offense, to be able to digest the entire offense and run all these routes and make all these plays. The next thing is, if you watch the reel and how he's doing this, it's not like he's a one-dimensional receiver. And what I mean by that is, there's certain receivers who are like, hey, this guy's phenomenal underneath. We're going to motion him inside, get him matched up against a good matchup, and he's going to run short routes and get a lot of yards after catch. He's doing everything. He can do that. He's running down the field. He's making 50-50 plays. I mean, today he has a double move in the arsenal. So I think the combo of him being able to, 1, handle all of the workload, and 2, just the depth of everything that he's doing really makes it impressive. And he's made some tough catches. Mm-hmm. I mean, he doesn't, for his 4th NFL game, he looks like he's played 7-8 years at this point, which is, strange for me to say, but it looks very, very good.
He looks comfortable out
Yes.
there, and he looks like he belongs. The Buffalo Bills are 3-0, and Luke, this Sunday we've got a beauty.
Yeah.
Just a beauty. You're always hoping for fireworks in prime time. We've got to get it from Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. What are you expecting in this one?
You know, Jay, I made a mistake. I came on the show last week. I said, hey, I'm jumping on Buffalo's bandwagon. I was on it for 3 days. I'm actually off it now. I've cannonballed off it. I think they're coming back to reality. I think the Ravens now are about to heat up. And I think Buffalo's beat weak teams. I think the Ravens bring everyone back down to reality.
Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite.
Here it is.
I mean, that would be a fascinating result, and the Mafia would be pretty upset with you. But you know what? You're used to that. You're fine with it. You're comfortable with it. As comfortable as Malik Nabers is in the NFL, you're comfortable with the Mafia, whether they love you or hate you. After this game,
I think it's more hate at this point.
maybe a little bit more.
But fair.
I mean, it's a dial, and it goes back and forth sometimes. I can't wait to break this one down with Luke. And don't forget, we'll be on after the Sunday Nighter, and we'll be on after every primetime NFL game this season.